playOklahoma rallies to defeat Kansas State 105. The Wildcats jump out to a 217 lead in the first half, but Baker Mayfield throws for 410 yards and accounts for 4 total touchdowns in the number 9 Sooners' 4,235 win. 105,914 p.m. ETMANHATTAN, con. Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield took a page from his young Kansas State counterpart, Alex Delton, running for chunks of yardage on Saturday and a pair of second-half touchdowns to turn momentum in the Wildcats' upset bid. But when it mattered most, the Sooners' senior Heisman Trophy candidate used his arm to seal the victory. Mayfield rushed for a season-high 69 yards and threw for 410 yards on 32 of 41 passing as the number 9 Sooners came from 14 points down to beat K-State 4,235 at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. OU won it on Rodney Anderson's 22-yard run with 7 seconds left, cashing in on Mayfield's direction of a 76-yard drive after Kansas State tied at 3,535 with 2 minutes, 25 seconds to play in a back-and fourth quarter. The victory, Oklahoma's 6th in 7 games, kept it alive in the conversation for the college football playoff a little more than a week before the first release of the official rankings and 2 weeks after the Sooners' stunning home loss to Iowa State. Baker Mayfield accounted for 479 total yards and 4 combined touchdowns to lead number 9 Oklahoma. AP photo Orlin Wagner at didn't look promising early for OU, though. Delton, a sophomore in his second career start, led the Wildcats on 4 drives of longer than 60 yards in the first half. One productive possession ended with a fumble by wideout Dominic Keith in the red zone caused and recovered by Stephen Parker, and a late drive was squelched by a Jordan Thomas interception. Otherwise, it might have spun out of control for Oklahoma. The Sooners had no early response for Delton on the ground. He rushed for 138 yards in the first half and finished with 161 and 3 touchdowns, conjuring images of Colin Klein and L. Roberson, past K-State stars at the position. Delton entered the lineup last week in place of Jesse Ertz, saddled by a knee injury, and struggled in a 266 loss to TCU. The struggles on Saturday, after a brief weather delay before kickoff, belonged entirely to the Sooners early. In a sequence that epitomized their first-half woes, Thomas' interception of Delton with less than 3 minutes to play in the first half gave Oklahoma a first-and goal at the 10. OU inserted backup QB Kyler Murray to hand twice to Anderson for 9 yards. Fullback Dimitri Flowers then lined up to take a snap in the shotgun amid confusion up front, forcing the Sooners to use a timeout. Mayfield returned for the third down play, on which Flowers was hammered for a loss. OU settled for a field goal. It was ugly. It was inefficient. And then, suddenly, it wasn't. Mayfield took it himself for a 14-yard touchdown to end the first Oklahoma possession of the second half. On the drive that gave Oklahoma its first lead early in the fourth quarter, he used his feet to score from 3 yards out on third down. The Sooners also stiffened defensively in the second half, forcing punts on 3 consecutive Kansas State possessions. The Wildcats did not punt in the first half. And when an Oklahoma punt went awry, leading to a third rushing touchdown by Delton midway through the fourth quarter, Mayfield answered by leading a 3-play, 74-yard drive through the air that put Oklahoma back on top. And due to that, the Sooners lived a dream of the playoff for another week.